Don't think about it, just do it.
All right, y'all, so I'm working on the last project before renting out this unit. And some of you know, got this unit through the NACA program. This is the last project right here. So right now, the water is off in the unit, turned it off downstairs. Every time I got it on, the water is leaking from this faucet here. So what we gotta do, we gotta change out the whole shower head. Just got a shower head from Home Depot. You know, standard brand. You just want a shower head, what we gonna do is open up this back wall here through the closet. Go ahead, replace that real quick. Not even a day's job right there. Go ahead, replace that. This whole bathroom is brand new. I ain't even show y'all that. As soon as I bought the unit, it was a flood. I'll put some pictures right here for y'all to see. Replaced the whole ceiling, got that fan in there, the vanity, the sink, all.
All right, y'all, so we back here 8 hours later, 2 days before the first showing. Pops then came into town. We already done unpacked all the tools up. As I was just explaining in the last frame, about to open up this wall, replace this shower head, and get to it as soon as possible. Get this rented out. Let's start this cash flow. Let's get it. All right, so because this house was built before the 1960s, all the walls in here is plaster. You hear me? So I'm over here having a love-hate relationship with this motherfucking wall. You gotta dig in that mug. This ain't no regular drywall. You gotta dig in that. All right, so I done broke barrier on here. You can see the wood on the other side. Right behind this is the pipes. So now we gotta do the bottom, right? Again, dig in there. You gotta dig in there. Now I came up to this part and the blade breaks. Murphy's Law was at play during this whole project. Whatever can go wrong, will go wrong. You know what I'm saying? This is just the first thing right here. I'm like, all right, we're gonna have to switch the blade out then, right? All right, so we got the blade swapped out, finished the bottom. Now it's just time to just hammer this mug. Remember, it's plaster, so you just gonna have to bang that out. Don't forget the drop cloth though. Remember, half the work is the cleanup job. So have the drop cloth down. So we're just gonna bang this out. Now Pop's about to go ahead and examine the work. He just had surgery on his back, but you know he can't sit still. So he done came all the way out here 4 weeks after back surgery. We'll see what he about to say about this work. And we looking good, we looking good. Now I just gotta cut the rest of the corners of the wall, hammer the rest out. Gonna get this whole piece off. All right, now it's time for the fun part. Now we about to access the panel by cutting through this block. Keep it clean. You do not want to snip your piping. Okay, now that we can access that back wall, just gonna come around to the shower, remove this handle. Now we can push it through. Some people ask me, why don't you just go to the plumbing supply store, replace the handle, replace the cartridge that's in there? When I tell you, I done went to every major supply store around Detroit, Michigan. Don't nobody got this. They like, yeah, that's the problem. Folks, they be wanting to remodel, they buy something off of Amazon, and it's made in China. Sure, we don't got these parts readily available. It's just some random shower set somebody just created themselves. So yeah, that's the problem when you just buy something off Amazon. Ain't no supplies for it. So you want to get a name brand, especially when it comes to plumbing. American made, just so you can have your supplies readily available. You got to go through replacing the whole set, like what we have to do right here. Pro tip, learn from my experience, trust me. All right, so now what we about to do at this juncture is take out the valve that's in there now. And you can see it was a little struggle. Now you can already see the piping is stripping from all the tension. But what we're really focused on is cutting this copper plumbing pipe right here. So we could get a cutout, get a perfect fit, solder that back on. Yeah, all you need is a little cutting tool to cut your plumbing, a little Milwaukee. You find that Ace Hardware, Home Depot, Menards, something just like this. Would have said check the bio, but I ain't got nothing to sell you. So coming soon. You hear me? We hustle. All right, so then we done got the valve out. Perfect clean cut. Everything's still intact. We're good to go. Now we're gonna go on the other side. Take the handle off, take the faucet off. And we just found out we might need to get some more grout. Cover up them holes in the. Watch this. I know Pops definitely gotta be on some painkillers tonight. That back surgery is no joke. Pause. Been crouching down, up, all over. No diddy. All right, now what we're about to do is one of the most important parts when it comes to plumbing. You gotta have your piping tape. This is gonna take care of all the gaps. It also acts as a lubricant when you tightening on to the other pipe. You want this for sure. You don't want no water leaking through. Now we're gonna take this other piece that we just cut off from the last part. Remember we took that cutting pipe, cut this piece off, and we're gonna attach it to the new one. Just gonna tighten that on. Nice and tight. You don't want it too tight, but you know, make it grip. All right, so we're gonna take this small piece of copper we got from Home Depot, and this is how we're gonna reassemble this piece back onto the system. So we not only plumbers around here, we soldering technicians. You hear me? Ain't finna let nothing stop us from getting this cash flow going. Let's get to it.
I need that little red cutter.
Yeah.
So here we go running into problem number 2. This big old drop. So the new valve is not even in alignment with the hole. Last thing we want to do is knock out these tiles and crack them open. There we go. So now what we about to do is busting open this hole right quick. No diddy. Remember to turn that valve around so you can get no dirt inside of it. Always provide your drop cloth. Remember, half the work is a cleanup job. We done turned into whole sculptors on this project. Let's get to it.
Put something for it to grip on to.
So we about to put this small copper piece on here. We did run into a little bit of issue. Started having a whole bunch of tension when we try to twist this on. I asked Pop, he needs some help. That's what he hit me with. Well, I mean, it ain't about if it's hard or easy. If you done crouched over, you just had back surgery 3 weeks ago. I ain't need you hurt out here. Man, hey, when you want to work, you want to work. You just can't sit still. All right, so after we add the flux, we're gonna tighten up the system and we're gonna start soldering ASAP. It was at this moment I'm asking Pops, now what made that large flame not catch all that wood on fire? He looked at me like I was crazy. What the hell did you just say? He said, yeah, you could do it, sure. Just don't put it directly on the wood. I said, shit, look close enough. He said, nah, I just can't have it on there for too long. So yeah, it's safe. You just can't be holding it like you roasting marshmallows on that mother. Now, after the soldering cooled off, we started examining the system. We then came across another small little problem. I don't know if this number 1, 2, or 3, but it ain't nothing compared to some giants. Y'all already know what's up. So we see here, we got the valve on, but it's probably about half an inch lower than the hole that was already there. So I'm gonna adjust it, hold it from this end, Pops on the other end, he tightened it in place, attempting not to break these weak, flimsy elbows that's already here on the system. We're gonna have to swap that out in another project. Only got a few hours left on this one. Remember, we in and out. Let's get to it. Side note, I'm over here minding my business. I look over to the left. I see all this money coming out the door. We got the heat on in here. Let's go ahead and shut that. Let's get back to this bathroom. Clean this up. Once we done with this, go ahead, go downstairs to the basement, turn the water back on. Let's see if we see a leakage. And by golly, we sure do. God damn. Problem number 3. All right, so I just want to go back and explain this frame one more time real quick. Remember, we had to yank this mug. We was adjusting this to get through that hole because we are not trying to create another hole or a new hole or causing damage and cracks in the tiles in the bathroom. So we had to yank the valve up, which you could see the red piping, it's a little crooked because of that, right? So we was expecting some type of effect from all of that, and we saw we had the leakage. Y'all can see in that elbow. Let's get back to it. I done forgot the goop. All right, so back on the piping. We tightened the right side and it started leaking some more. What the Any and everything pop up. So we like, all right, let's turn down, let's shut off the whole system. Drain the water out. We just gonna take the whole thing off and put some new tape on there. Get a better seal, no leakage. We is not letting anything deter us. You hear me? Shout out to Pop. All right, so we got the valve back on with the new tape. Turned the water back on. Now we're gonna see if it's a leakage anyway. I'm thinking in my head right now, if we find another leak, we might as well take a nap and start all over. My finger kept getting wet. And I'm like, yeah, it's time to dry this. When you're drying it off, wipe it like a baby. Be gentle. Especially with these skinny elbows they got on here. All right, now that we know it's dry, we're gonna put that goop on there just in case. He ain't got no time. All right, all that plumbing out the way. Now we make it look pretty. Put that shower head on. Go ahead, cut up some drywall, fill up this hole that's in the back of the closet. Get your proper measurements going. All right, I got a perfect little fit here. All we gotta do is drill this boy on, seal it up, get our drywall mix. All we gotta do is paint it like we was never here. All right, we done made it to the end. We just testing out the temperature. Testing out the nozzle. Everything running good. Test out the faucet. Test out the shower head. Hey, we good to go. Easy money. All right, as we wrapping everything up, we just gonna clean it up with a little silicone around the edges. It's the finished product. What y'all thinking?
I had to go ahead and do the same for my bathroom, sneaking and geeking. All right, shout out Pop, shout out Ma.
Just
They
going
done
in the
drove
trunk.
out here. We already packing up. We just got here. Pop just had surgery 4 weeks ago, so Mama then came with him. On a Saturday afternoon, they arrived, got everything done by Sunday. We out by Monday morning. And they say plumbers don't work on Sunday. 24 hours before the first showing. Let's get to it. If you're in the Midwest or the down south and you need that work, let me know. And we might come to you if the price is right. You feel me? Let's do it. Don't think about it, just do it.